Hi guys, welcome back to another short episode brought to you by Tings, and today we're going to talk about some potentially real game leaks for Apex Legends. So if you don't want to get your content spoiled for the future, make sure you click away from this video right now because we're getting into spoiler territory. Okay, since you're still here, I guess you're okay with listening to what's coming. With this massive content leak, there's also a crap ton of videos showcasing new Legends abilities as well as new maps and new guns in action. So how massive of a leak is this exactly? To be precise, it's basically around 2 years worth of content that was leaked on the internet. Pretty insane, right? I absolutely agree with that. 2 years is a lot of content. But anyways, let's get to our first leak content featuring Arena and some new guns. So Arena will be getting 2 new maps. One arena map which is more or less ready to be shipped and another one that is not quite ready, which is to be expected since it's leaked. And then we also got 2 leaked guns and some details on how these 2 new guns will work. So one of the leaked guns is called Nemesis BAR. For the Nemesis BAR, it's a burst fire weapon that can be turned into full auto after filling up some sort of meter. And presently, what we suspect the meter to be is a damage meter, so perhaps once you deal a certain amount of damage, it will end up being a full auto rifle, which is pretty good, all things considered. The next weapon is a energy pistol. That's right guys, we're finally getting a pistol that uses energy ammo, which is pretty sweet, right? There's not much bullet drop or anything like that, so pretty cool. Aside from that, the R99 will also be getting a new attachment called Laser Sight. The Laser Sight attachment will be equipped in the barrel stabilizer slot, so next time in the future when it's released, you can choose between either Laser Sight or barrel stabilizer depending on your playstyle. Next, let's talk about the juicy part, the leaked legends. So first off, let's talk about the more or less confirmed leaked legend coming for next season, Newcastle. So Newcastle's title is Mobile Defender, and his passive is one where you can drag your down teammates as they are being revived and protect them with a revive shield. So basically like Lifeline's original shield. Yeah, so that shield is back. His tactical ability is a controllable drone which creates a moving energy shield. And finally, his ultimate is one where he leaps and lands on a spot while building a fortified defense on the spot he lands. So basically, kind of like Fortnite in a sense, where you land on one spot and you just build one big ass structure for cover. So yeah, pretty cool overall. The next legend that was leaked is Catalyst. Catalyst's title is Creative Builder, and his passive gives you the ability to increase the HP of doors and placeable structures like ramparts cover. His tactical will also create some sort of cover that you can utilize together with his passive. His ultimate is basically like his tactical, but instead of it being in front of you, you create a large ass column. Next, let's talk about Uplink. And Uplink's title is Satellite Survivor. Uplink's ability is Network Communion, where you gain 25% of recovery effects used in signal range. We're not really too sure how exactly this works, but we'll get to know more details when it's released. Uplink's tactical releases a satellite which follows allies and regenerates their shield and revive. This tactical sounds extremely busted. Like, think of Lifeline's heal bot but on steroids. It heals and gives you shield, and revives as well, which is absolutely crazy. The ultimate deploys a satellite beacon which prevents allies from being down in its range. That's insanely crazy. Like, just think about it, basically it's Revenant ulti but on steroids. Like, really good steroids. But then again, it sounds a bit too busted, so they'll probably tweak it before it's released. Anyways, the next legend that we'll be talking about is Vantage. And Vantage's title is Survivalist Sniper. Vantage's passive is pretty darn good. It basically gives you additional info whenever you ADS on an enemy. This additional info includes the legend's name, the current shield level, the squad size, and the distance. Pretty important information in my opinion. Vantage's tactical is called Echo Launch, which is basically Crypto's drone but not as flexible because you control it with Q. And finally, Vantage's ult is a custom rifle with a scanner and a damage boost for your squad. Whenever Vantage successfully hits someone with her ultimate, the team gets a 15% damage boost on those targets, which is pretty crazy overall. The next legend we have is Phantom, and Phantom's title is Agile Assassin. Phantom's passive is Double Jump. I don't think I have to say anything else about the passive, so let's move on to Phantom's tactical, which is Hookshot. It's basically Pathfinder's tactical ability, just that you can latch on for like a couple seconds before you fall off. Finally, we have Phantom's ultimate, which is pretty cool in my opinion. So Phantom's ultimate is called Void Grenade, which basically when you chuck it at your enemies, you send them to the void for a short period of time. Honestly, I can see a lot of uses for the ultimate. Like, I'm not sure if you can chuck it at yourself. Like, imagine if you chuck it at your own team and you send your own team to the void so you can regenerate your shields and health while being third-partied by other teams. So it's pretty cool, and if you can do that, it's pretty good, right? I mean, it saves you from being squad wiped, so hey man, pretty sick. Anyways, let's talk about the next League legend called Jester. So Jester's title is Tricky Trapper, and Jester's passive is called Rewire. Rewire basically allows you to turn any grenades into a proximity mine. So yeah, pretty cool, right? I mean, when enemies get close to it, it blows up. Pretty sick. The best part of all is that Jester will spawn with a frag, so you don't have to worry about running around with completely nothing but your fist to defend yourself if you can't find a gun. Jester's tactical is called Spectre Drop, which from what I've read so far is basically like Mirage's tactical, but instead of a moving illusion, it basically places 3 fixed Jesters, I guess, to quote-unquote confuse your enemies. Not bad, since you do place like 3 things instead of Mirage, and on top of that, we don't actually know if these Spectres have any health, so if they do have health, it can make for some pretty good cover as well. Finally, we have Jester's ultimate, which is Cloakfield. So yeah, like the name suggests, Cloakfield basically cloaks your entire team, makes your entire team invisible, which is pretty sick. So the cloak only lasts around 6 seconds once you leave that cloaking area. But irregardless, having invisibility in the game is pretty insane, but only time will tell whether or not it's a insanely broken ability. Our next leaked legend is called Caliber, and Caliber's title is Apex Arms Dealer. Caliber's passive is pretty cool. It basically allows you to have a third weapon. So yeah, you can have your dream loadout of AR, sniper, and even shotgun right now instead of just picking either shotgun or sniper. So overall, not too bad. Caliber's tactical creates a makeshift turret based on your active weapon. Not really sure how exactly that works, but pretty cool I guess. So it kind of makes sense for you to have 3 weapons as well, since you do have to use one of your weapons as a turret. Finally, Caliber's ultimate, which in my opinion is really insane, is called Autoloader. So Caliber's ultimate basically creates a ammo box which automatically reloads your entire team's ammo. Basically gold mag for everyone, which is really good overall. Granted, if your opponents can utilize that ultimate as well, it can backfire, but at this point in time we don't really know how it works, so I'm not gonna comment too much about that. The next League legend we have is Scryer, whose title is Haunting Stalker. Scryer's passive is pretty weird, as based on what I've read, it doesn't really feel like you can do much about it until you die. Because Scryer's passive basically allows you to see what your opponent is seeing and at the same time apply your tactical ability onto your opponent when you're killed. So yeah, unless you die, you basically can't use your passive, which is pretty weird, but at the same time it's pretty darn strong, right? I mean, you can see your opponent's POV, which is insane. only when you die. So it's kinda hard to determine if it's actually good or not, but hey, only time will tell, right? Scryer's Tactical is a trap which reveals the target's vision, so basically, I guess somewhat like Bloodhound Scan, but instead of like seeing your opponent's location, you see what they see, maybe? I'm not entirely sure either. Last but not least, Scryer's Ultimate is called Shadow Wall, which creates a wall of darkness that blocks line of sight and blinds your opponents. So based off of this description, I'm thinking that the ultimate is somewhat similar to Astra from Valorant, Astra's ultimate. So yeah, like you create a big ass wall that blocks blocks line of sight from both sides of the wall. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but that's what I think it's like. Maybe. Still pretty cool irregardless. And now we have our last and final leaked legend called Conduct, and Conduct's title is Empathic Shielder. Conduct's passive is one where Conduct recharges their own shield and recharges their own shield faster if they're near allies. So basically Watson's passive, but on steroids, I guess? Conduct's Tactical heals ally shields by sacrificing their own shield, which is pretty good overall, right? I mean, since you do heal shield over time whenever you're near your allies, by giving some of your own shield away, it does help your allies stay alive longer, which is really good. Finally, we have Conduct's Ultimate, which basically throws a bomb that damages enemy shields and heals Conduct's own shields. So what I think Conduct's playstyle would be like is that depending on how far the range of Conduct's tactical ability is, Conduct can potentially be a sniper in the backline and just constantly feed away shield to Conduct's allies while Conduct just snipes from far away and then slowly regains more shield over time and continuously feeds the newly gained shield into allies, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Anyway, that's all the League Legends we have for today, and now let's talk about some cosmetics that will be releasing soon. So in terms of cosmetics, we have two heirlooms that were leaked. The first one is Crypto's heirloom, which is basically confirmed like ages ago, and the next heirloom that is leaked is Valk's heirloom. So yeah, Valk is gonna get an heirloom, pretty cool, and for all you Valk mains out there, you can look forward to it when it's released. And finally, the very last leak that we have is on a brand new map called Divided Moon. Not much is known about Divided Moon other than the fact that it has some sort of railway system similar to World's Edge. Granted, we don't actually know whether it's a railway system or some sort of gondola or whatever. It's just a rail system that goes around. That's all we know at this point in time anyways. So yeah, all in all, this is all the leaks that we have for Apex Legends. A pretty massive leak and pretty credible as well, because there are a lot of videos that was posted when this leak was first released. Granted, a lot of the videos are now deleted, but once it's on the internet, it'll never really disappear. So if you do search hard enough, you can potentially find these leaked videos as well. Anyways, that's all the news we have for today. Thank you very much for listening. I was your host Ming, and I hope you enjoyed the episode that we brought to you. And please subscribe to our channel Game Things, and I'll look forward to see you guys next week. Goodbye!